Hey guys, welcome to KT the Publicist YouTube channel. Hi, if you're new, I'm KT and I'm now your favorite publicist that comes to you live and direct to talk about career, business, and a sprinkle of lifestyle here and there. Thank you for joining us. So this video is really for my PR girls and guys. So don't worry, if you really watch my videos, you understand that I'm a public relations professional, but I really want to talk to the college kids out there who are, in their PR field, in their classes, and want to know more about the various things that you can do in PR. So this is a business talk video for, like I said, all my PR people out there. So I am going to talk about the 3 different things you can do as a publicist or PR person. So what I mean by that is when you get into the video, you'll find out what I'm talking about. But first, pause this video. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and on TikTok at KT the Publicist, where you see more of my content, more many days in your life, fashion content for my work girlies who needs inspiration outfits, and just have a good time over there because we get lit. We just get lit, right? Alright, anyway, back to the reason why we're here on this video. Like I said, I'm going to talk about the 3 kind of options. Even though there's very many different industries you can be a part of, there are 3 main components that you can do within PR. So I'll get on into the video.
She trying to tan right now, you in her way. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Of the sun.
Of the sun, yeah. I'm
ready. No, little tan session. Yeah.
Alright, so as you guys know, PR is a very broad field to be a part of. So what I mean by 3 things that you can really do is there are 3 main subgroups of people. So you have your corporate public relations people, you have your agency PR public relations professionals, and you have freelancers. So I have literally done all 3. Literally done all 3, and I know y'all looking like, really? All 3? All 3. And it's very much different mindsets that you have to have in all facets of PR, and to understand more about how you're working, things of that nature. So I'm going to break down each component and tell you kind of the pros and kind of the cons about each one that I found with each one of them as I navigated towards that. I'll tell you guys my personal opinions, stories, kind of horror stories about PR, because as much as I love PR, there are some horror stories that you kind of go through. So nevertheless, I'm going to get right on into the first one. So the first one let's talk about is agency life. So agency within a public relations firm is just like an agency anywhere else. There is one main hub that has various clients that comes into the agency that can be from different industries, all that kind of stuff. So within agency life, as a public relations person, normally in town, you're probably an account executive, account coordinator, account manager, anything of that nature. You kind of handle various accounts within that agency dealing with anything within public relations. So the pros about agency life is, if you're someone who really likes to work on various accounts and learn more about different industries while you're working, or if you're you get tired quickly of just doing one thing, agency life is really for you, because like I said, you can work on up to, I know when I was doing agency, I was working on 3 to 4 accounts a day. And any given moment, I might get pulled into another meeting, or I have to work on the client thing, or even when they get new clients, you know, you might sit in on meetings about what's going on with them. So agency life is working on various accounts. Agency life is also very fast paced. So if you're someone who enjoys the fast pacedness of things, agency life is very for you, because what you might be doing 5 minutes from now is not the same thing you're gonna be doing the next 15. So it is very fast paced. Also, I would say you have to get things turned over as fast as you can churn it out. So you might get an assignment. Let's see. Maybe you might get an assignment at 3 o'clock. You get off at 3:30. You're going to have that assignment due by 3:30 before you leave. So they're very timeline driven. So that could mean late nights. That could be working on the weekends. That could look like anything in agency. They want you to be around 24/7 kind of when you're working with accounts, just to make sure you're on the up and up. So it's kind of, for me, I don't mind fast paced, but I just didn't like the turnaround time. Like I said, I wasn't always dedicated to one account all the time, and like when I find something I enjoy, I like doing that a lot. So agency life really wasn't as great as it was for me in other agencies. Now in my agency it's different because I get to work on all accounts, and I kind of can pick the different people that I want to work with. But within other agencies, you kind of don't have that luxury or freedom to be able to pick from accounts, especially if you're first starting out. Most of the times the most exciting work goes to the more senior people on the team. So if you're starting out, you're always kind of going to get the barrel of the bear clients that could be somewhat of a problem. I'm speaking from a personal experience. So that's one thing you got to think about with agency. And like I said, it's very much of a hierarchy within agency. Like I stated, if you're not senior, you don't get the pick of the litter. You might get the downright just, I can't believe I'm doing this assignment as an assistant or even account coordinator, all that kind of stuff. So you really just do the dirty work. Like you might be doing media release, you might be looking over a pitch, you might just have to sit in a meeting and take notes. There's a lot of things within agency that you might not get to do when you're first starting out, and have to build up your skills from that point before you're able to do it. So that's a lot. So yes, so that is agency life. Next life I would talk about is corporate life. So as you guys know, I do work in corporate in the government sector, but nevertheless it's corporate because I only work on one person's, and that's my government sector account that I work on. So corporate is, I won't say corporate is slow. It depends on what industry you're working on, depending on how fast paced it could be, because it's very fast paced where I'm at. Y'all know where I work at. I work in the police department, so it's fast paced daily. But when I was working at the airport, it wasn't as fast paced. We had a lot of stuff going on, but there are days that you might just be doing research a lot of times. So depends on what industry. But like I said, corporate, you're really working on just one account, which is the company that you work for. Most of the time it's set hours, depending on where you fall in line. Like if you're in management, you might be on call depending on if something happens. But depending on where you're working at corporate, I would say don't worry about the on-call situation. Yeah, I'm sorry, I am still trying to get over this sinus infection. So corporate is, like I said, maybe a set schedule. You might have to do events. A lot of times with corporate, you actually don't just do PR. You might do PR and marketing events, or promotional. It just depends on the corporation and their needs. So corporate is very, it's corporate. Sometimes you won't be able to be as creative in corporate than you can be in agency, because most corporations have set guidelines. You know, you can do this, you can do that. You can't sometimes step out of the box with various corporations, and that, like I said, that really depends on the corporation you're working for. But it is a very great way to get your feet wet with understanding and working and being dedicated to one account, because that's all you spend your time on. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a corporate girl through and through. I've always wanted to be in corporate, so the fact that I am in corporate, even though it's government sector, I truly love it, because one, I always get a paycheck. Two, I don't, even though I'm on call, it's not as bad as I thought it would have been. And corporate is just, I don't know, I like to dress up. Not saying that agency you can't, but for me it's just more responsibilities. Corporate is very stable for the most part. Like in agency, they might have too many people, so they might cut you out. Corporate is very much standardized, so you can be there for a long period of time. I would say with agency, you might have room to grow within the agency, versus corporate, depending on various ways of how their corporation is set up. You might not have too many opportunities to move up with that company. That's kind of what happened when I was at the airport. There wasn't a lot of, because we had a small PR team, it was 3 of us. If nobody left, there was no way to move up, so it was kind of like that. Versus it's where I'm at is different too, because it's only literally one position. That's a civilian position. But other corporations, like if you take Coca-Cola for example, you have your account coordinators, all this global. So there are various ways and various opportunities for you to move up in a company in their PR and marketing. So that's why I love corporate. And sometimes corporate will elevate you a little bit more faster than agency life, believe it or not. I know that sounds crazy, but you can leverage a lot of stuff with corporate. So that is corporate. So my last one is freelance, and you guys know I freelance, but it's kind of my own agency, but I really did start off with just freelancing. So freelancing is you actually going out doing the work and actually making your own book of business and pitching yourself out to any industry you like. I would say, especially with freelance, it's a great way for you to learn so much and also build up skills that you never would have done either in agency or corporate, like sales, going out and get business, being the strategizer, being the one who actually implements the strategy. So freelancing really gives you an opportunity to do everything. So as a freelancer, it was very much a great way for me to start. I did that right along with my 9-to-5. I wasn't in PR as in corporate just then when I first started, so freelance was really me just doing PR on the side. I wouldn't suggest you do it the way I did. It's a great, hey, let me not say that. If you want to do freelance, I say go for it, but I would have rather done more agency field than me just saying out on a whim after I did my agency stint for like a couple of months and be like, okay, I'm gonna do my own freelance stuff. not highly recommendable because you don't have a book of business. People don't know who you are. So I would really recommend you to build up a brand and make a brand for yourself before launching into freelance, so people will know who you are and know what kind of talents that you bring to the table as a freelancer. But like I said, freelance teaches you and makes you go through every emotion possible, and you learn so much about PR on yourself without having that fail safe, because these people are depending on you to be the expert in your field. So you have to know your stuff. So this is really when you learn the bare bones about what you need to do if you don't learn it in agency life, or if you don't learn it in corporate life. So like I said, I enjoy corporate life very much. So I don't know, I've always been that way. Like I stated, corporate is I kind of got the best of both worlds, because I can do corporate from 9 to 5 and then log out and get into agency life or get into freelance life and be able to cater to other industries that I might not work on in corporate. So there's always opportunity to combine both. Just for reference, check in with your corporation for moonlighting purposes to make sure you won't get in trouble if you try to do freelancing on the side, and make sure you don't sign any kind of non-competes or NDAs or any kind of things like that when you look at corporations or even your agency if you want to do freelancing on the side. So that is my spiel about agency, corporate, and freelancing. Comment down below and let me know what you're thinking of. If you have any questions more than what I talked about in this video, if you have any kind of questions, leave them down below and I will be sure to answer your questions about anything that you are looking for. So we have come to the close of the video. As you know, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a beat when KT drop a beat. Enough said, right? Enough said. Alright guys, thank you for staying tuned, and I will see you in the next video. Bye y'all.